I think it's individual. Not everybody can rent because there's not always the product you're looking for. Not everybody can live in an apartment. Not everybody can live in a house. So it's an individual thing. And it depends on how long you want to be somewhere. So the risk you have with renting, other than maybe an apartment, is that you might be displaced. If it's a house or something like that, it gets sold. Somebody might want to move in. So some people want yards. They want their own place. So it really doesn't matter. I guess what we're really talking about is, does it make financial sense to own versus rent? That's really the conversation. And in this day and age, talking just general retail, now there's always deals that you can find and buy a fixer upper and build equity. But in the whole scheme of things, if you look at just buying right now, retail price for a house at the top of the market, by the time you get done paying taxes, insurance, maintenance, and all these other things, and the down payment that you have to put on a house, let's assume you got to put 20% down. I know there's programs for first time buyers and there's new programs coming, but let's just talk about that. You will actually come out better taking that money and investing it in other things and growing it versus parking it in a house that you live in, because it's a constant expense. You're going to spend money on it. It takes money to maintain it. We're not seeing housing exponentially grow like we have in the past. Now, it has the last couple of years, but that's been artificially created through interest rates. It hasn't been a natural appreciation thing. And we know housing on average goes up about 10% a year or something like that, whatever it's been historically. And then you can equate it to stocks and things like that. So I think right now we're in a very tricky time in housing. It's very expensive, but rates are low. It's almost cheaper to own, or as cheap to own as it is to rent in terms of the cost monthly, but that long-term cost of ownership is where it can catch you. Even if you don't build value and gain equity through appreciation, you're paying down principal over time. So you're going to have something at the end of the day that you can exchange. So I think from a long-term standpoint, if you're going to be somewhere permanently long-term, it might make more sense to own than rent. But then again, you got to take care of it. You got to maintain it. So when you add those costs of replacing the roof, the HVAC, the paint, all the different things you got to do, landscaping, just all that upkeep, financially, we'd have to put it into a spreadsheet with today's numbers and kind of see how that worked. If you reinvested, let's say you made 5% on that money that you would otherwise be putting into the house, how you come out at the end of the day, but you have to be disciplined. You can't tap equity that's not there. So it's an interesting formula to do.